And now, from the only studio that requires a risk assessment and safety brief before putting on your headset, it's the MissChief Debrief, Grunts and Giggles, the weekly show where gaming meets military-grade sarcasm and the safest word is always respawn.
It's Friday night, you survived a brutal week of your boss, your bills, and probably your kids, so pour a drink, strap in, and let's laugh at something that isn't our bank accounts. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's hidden VR gem is called The Ladder. Yes, it's literally about climbing, that's the whole thing. If you're afraid of heights, this is either your worst nightmare or the cheapest form of desensitization therapy you'll ever get. Honestly, it's cheaper than therapy and way less awkward than explaining to your therapist why you're crying on a Peloton. The game begins with an awakening in darkness, which, by the way, is the same way most of us wake up after a trip to Vegas. No memory, no orientation, no clue where you left your pants. Very relatable. In this case, instead of a random Elvis impersonator in your bed, it's just you in a giant metal shaft. So, yeah, just an average Tuesday. It's all climbing, but not all ladders. Sometimes you're climbing on pipes, sometimes wires, sometimes beams. Basically every OSHA violation rolled into one. Every step is a challenge, and every button you press either unlocks the way forward or leaves you literally hanging there wondering if you just turned off the lights in someone's apartment. And the sounds, oh gosh, the character moans and groans with every single grab. He sounds like he's dubbing a soundtrack for one of those adult-themed movies I've only ever heard about. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Between the grunts and the grabbing sounds, it honestly feels like you're about to stumble onto a closed set. But the smutty soundtrack is already a part of the game's atmospherics. I may be climbing a dystopian skyscraper, but it sure sounds like my neighbors upstairs are, testing the suspension on their IKEA bed frame. There's no option to mute the groaning. None. It's like an auditory representation of unsolicited tick pics. Finally, something that gives men an authentic experience of what women hear on Tinder. Unwanted noises they can't shut off. Critics say, he sounds like the most out-of-shape, whiny climber ever. Which is funny because I didn't realize they cast me. Another says, the noises are maddening. A ping, oh ping, ugh ping, exhausting, irritating. Congratulations! The developer accidentally made the first true-to-life marriage simulator. And then you get to level 3, where the game fully admits what it sounds like. You're climbing past a strip club called Botthole XXX. There's a vending machine for a Virtua XXX partner. Graffiti that says Orgy Porgy. Suddenly the moans line up perfectly. This guy isn't surviving, he's jerking his way to enlightenment. He's basically edging his way up a fire escape. You can also hop on horizontal pipes and beams to walk instead of grabbing everything. Which is basically the smartest sex advice ever. Save your strength, change positions. You get 1 hour to reach the top, that's it. Anyone can finish in 40 minutes unless you lose your grip. There's a joke to be made here about sexual endurance, but I digress. Losing your grip means falling all the way back down to start over. Which, let's be honest, is also the average hookup timeline. 40 minutes if it works out, back to 0 if you slip. Critics say, atmosphere, graphics, lighting, all great. Better than expected from a solo dev. Sadly, no save function, and please, dear God, mute the groans. Another says, fun climbing, easy puzzles, unexpected ending. Worth it if you have 40 minutes to kill. Which, again, marriage. And I'll be honest, I actually recommend it. The graphics are beautiful, the atmosphere's great, the story has an ending I didn't see coming. Which is rare for VR. Usually the only thing that comes in VR is the player. So here's the verdict. The ladder is gorgeous to look at, suspicious to listen to, and if you can survive 40 minutes of naughty film groaning, you'll get a payoff worth climbing for. And if not, you'll still hear that poor bastard somewhere in the darkness, endlessly grunting his way up a metal shaft. Honestly, the exact same way we all woke up in Vegas. So that's The Ladder. Equal parts nightmare fuel, cardio workout, and possibly adult entertainment soundtrack. If you made it this far without falling or muting me, Congratulations, you've officially climbed higher than my last 3 relationships. For more content like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, or don't. And I'll just assume you fell off around level 2 and rage quit like the rest of us. Either way, I'll still be here, groaning my way through VR games so you don't have to. And now a message from our sponsor, Morgan Freeman.
The voice you hear is telling you, subscribe to MissChiefVR. Trust it.